Hi everybody, Molly from Barnes Sewing Center here with the Foot of the Month video for August. This month we are doing the Ruffler Foot. Now this foot is one of my favorite attachments for the machine because you can actually adjust the depth as well as how close together the gathers are, which makes it different than the gathering foot, which is a whole separate foot, which we actually did a video on last month. So if you're interested in that, you can watch that video later. But this month we're doing the ruffling foot, and you guys are not going to want to miss this. So let's get into it. Alrighty, so I went ahead and attached our ruffler foot to our machine. Now today I'm using the Brother PS700. However, this is going to work with an array of home sewing machines. Brothers, Baby Locks, Janome, Juki, Bernina, they all have a ruffler foot of some variation. So, my ruffler foot is snap-on, which means that I can just attach and remove it using my snap-on sewing ankle. So I'm just going to lower that right on. Now, the most important part about using your ruffler foot, I'm actually going to remove it for a second to show. The most important part is your little screws, let's see here, on the front, or on the back, should I say. So on the back of the foot, when it sits on your machine, they're sitting back here, and this is how you position your ruffler. So this screw in the front allows you to slide the ruffler from left to right, whereas the one in the back here allows you to adjust it from front to back. So you want to make sure that those are adjusted to your machine. And the way you can check is when we go to attach the foot, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to lower our presser foot and check with our hand wheel on the side of the machine and make sure that our needle can go all the way down and back up without hitting any metal on that ruffler. Alrighty, so mine looks good. And if it was hitting any metal, I could then raise my presser foot and adjust one of those two screws to remedy the issue. There are two adjustments you have that you can control your gathers with. So the first adjustment is right up here, and that allows you to control how many stitches the ruffling foot will take before it will do a tuck or a ruffle. So you have the option of every stitch, every 6 stitches, or every 12 stitches. So every stitch it will tuck, every 6 stitches it will take a tuck, or every 12. So this is going to control the frequency of your ruffles. Now this guide, or this adjustment down here, we have this little black screw, and this is going to control the depth of your tucks. So the more we turn that screw to the right, the deeper those tucks will be. Versus if we twist it to the left, they're going to be less deep. They're not going to be as gathered. So if you're looking for a more full gather, you're going to want that increased more, versus a lesser gather would be decreased. So those are the two adjustments you have for your ruffler foot. For example, if I increase this screw, I've tightened it all the way, and then switch my selector to every 12 stitches, all I'm going to do is take my fabric And I am just going to be using plain cotton today. And I'm going to slide it in between these two metal plates, just like so. And I'm going to lower my presser foot. Once again, I like to check with my hand wheel to make sure everything is good. And now I'm going to sew at a slow to medium speed because this has a lot of moving parts and I want to make sure my needle has all the time it needs to clear it. So let's go ahead. Awesome, okay. So we'll take that out so that, how cool. I don't know if you can see, but we have our pleats. So that ruffler foot will even make little knife pleats as long as you increase that depth and keep the spacing to 6 or 12 to create these really nice pleats. Now on the other side, if I just want to do more traditional ruffles or gathers, I can decrease that depth. We don't need it to go in quite as much. And I'm going to switch to the every 6th stitch. And we'll try another side of our cotton. And we'll sew this out. And last but not least, I am going to try the same depth, but a different setting. So we're going to do every stitch. It's going to take a little tuck. Awesome. How cool. So this was every 6th stitch. And we had about halfway for our depth. This was that same halfway depth, but every single stitch. And you can see how tight and even and uniform those gathers are. How cool is that? And it's so easy to attach. It's just a snap-on presser foot. You just have to make sure you adjust those screws. So let's say you want to ruffle a fabric, but you also at the same time want to attach it to a main piece. So with the ruffler foot, you can do that. So let's take another piece of our blue fabric here. Alrighty, and we're going to take the edge or the main fabric that won't be ruffled, and we're going to place it all the way underneath the presser foot. So I'm not going in between and underneath the little fork like normal. I'm going all the way underneath the presser foot, and we can place that there. And then I'm going to take the fabric that's going to be ruffled, and I'm going to place that into the in between the two layers of metal there, so into the forked part. And we're just gonna slide that in and straighten those pieces out. And now I can go ahead and sew. Now, when I'm sewing, I want to make sure that I'm keeping those fabrics straight, but I'm not pulling or resisting the tucks at all. And that's going to give us a much more attractive finish. So let's sew that out. Go. Awesome. Okay, so we'll go ahead and open up our project here. And there we have it. So we have our lovely little tucks and our flat fabric on the opposite side. And how professional does that look? They're so even, and I don't have to gather or do anything first. It sews it all at once. How awesome. So that was our ruffler foot. I hope you enjoyed it, and join us next month when we talk about a new and exciting presser foot that I'm sure you're going to love. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.